Workflows are the very heart of Peakflo. They help you streamline your entire accounts receivable process. Using smart workflows, eliminate mundane tasks, trigger personalized multi-channel reminders to your customers using an escalation matrix, and keep all your internal stakeholders aligned. Select the fourth onboarding step and click Setup Workflow. Here, by default, you will see two workflows, General Customer Workflow and Special Customers Workflow. Both the workflows are completely editable, but designed based on industry best practices. By default, all of your customers are added to the General Customers Workflow, but can be reassigned later. So why have different workflows? Having different workflows allows you to personalize follow-ups based on how your customers are categorized. This means you can create different escalation process based on your customer categories. You can vary the frequency of messages based on your customer categories. And lastly, you can use different channels for reminders, example WhatsApps, emails, and SMSs. Now let's take a look at how to edit any workflow. All workflows come with a preset list of editable actions that are based on industry best practices. This allows you to kickstart your accounts receivable journey with zero effort. Apart from actions, each workflow has some basic settings that you can customize by clicking on Edit Workflow Settings. In the Edit Workflow Settings box, you can change the name of the workflow, revise the maximum credit limit set for customers. You can change the email address your recipients will see, set a reply to email in the default receiver of customer responses, and lastly, edit the minimum number of days between each automated reminder. Click on Save and Continue. Now, let's get to the main portion of the workflow where you can edit, delete, or create new actions in your workflows. Actions are automated or manual reminders that are set up to streamline your entire accounts receivable process. To add new action to the workflow, click Create Action. Here, you can set the action name, example, first reminder, decide when to trigger the action, whether after issue date, before due date, or after the due date. Example, I want to trigger this 3 days before the due date. Now, you can choose between various automatic and manual action types. Example, I want my customers to get this automatically through email 3 days before the invoice is due. Next, select an owner for the action from the drop-down list. The owner can either be the assigned customer account manager or a specific user in your team. Select recipients for each reminder based on an escalation logic. For example, if it is a reminder early on in the follow-up process, it should only be sent to the main customer contacts, such as the finance team of your customer. However, for actions created later in the follow-up process, you should select other customer contacts so that this email is automatically sent to senior members in your customer's organization. Example, managing director. In our case, since this reminder is being sent before the due date, I will only select main customer contacts as the recipient. You can also CC and BCC recipients from the drop-down list. Once you've selected the action type and owner, customize the email subject and edit the email template as needed. Now, optimize the body of the email with a wide list of variables that will personalize the communication by autofilling the relevant data points for your customer. For example, here's how you can customize the email template by using a new variable from this list. Now click Update Action. You can see the new automatic action is added to the workflow. If we wanted to add a manual action, such as a manual email to our workflow, we can select that as the action type. The rest remains the same. Now, when the trigger logic for this specific manual action is hit, a reminder will be sent to the owner of the action. The owner can send that pre-filled email with just a click of a button. It's really that simple. All actions are logged into Peakflo reports, customer timelines, and recorded in the course of action. For manual actions like log customer office visits or log manual calls, your account manager or collection officer will get a similar reminder to execute those. Also, you can choose to use the template script from Peakflo or edit it as per your convenience. You can also schedule a customizable reminder. It can be assigned to an owner and to a recipient. For example, you can create a scheduled reminder for an account manager to discuss about a payment plan with the customer, let's say 90 days after the invoice is due. Once you've filled up all fields, click Update Action to set this up. Once you've created a new action, you can see it added in your workflow. As a general rule of thumb, we recommend to have a mix of automatic and manual action types, like a phone call or a manual email after every 3 or 4 automatic actions. This combination makes the workflow more effective in reducing your day sales outstanding. Always use a different escalation process for your key clients or special customers. You can assign customers to one of the workflows with just a few clicks. Let me show you how. Go to Settings and click Update Customer Attributes in Bulk. Here, you can select the customers that you want to assign to a different workflow. Simply select them, click on the Change Workflow button and choose the workflow from the drop-down list. It's really that simple. You can also click Add Workflow to create new workflows for different customer categories. For example, you can create a workflow with proactive and frequent reminders for customers classified as late payers by Peakflo. Or you can create a workflow for your small customers with only automatic WhatsApp reminders. If you don't want to start building a workflow from scratch, simply click on this duplicate workflow icon and then edit the new workflow. For more tips on getting started with Peakflo, check out our help portal at help.peakflo.co.